Hey everyone! For those of you who don't already know, Brusstrigger had been creating a model that aimed to recreate Half-Life 2 Gordon Freeman as accurately as he could. I offered help, and then so did THG, which resulted in the model I've been using in my animations for about 2 years now. Mid to late 2025, THG, with some new modeling and texturing skills, had started working on some improvements to the model, which I helped a little bit with. This then turned into almost a complete overhaul, to the point where we can confidently call it a version 2.0. We then released an update on December 15th, which means I'm way too late to making this video. Anyways, the most standout update to this model is the face. Although we were pretty happy with how Gordon's head looked after releasing version 1, as time went on we believed that it could really use a higher standard of quality. V1's head's topology became a bit of a mess after modifying it so much. This can mess with the quality of face flexes, lighting, and how easily we can modify the head later if need be. Well, THG had a look at the unfinished Half-Life Alyx Gordon model most people have been using for some time and still use, and although it's not completely up to the standard of quality you'd expect from a finished Half-Life Alyx model like Eli or G-Man, plus the fact that it's not too accurate to the Gordon we're used to seeing in either Half-Life 1 or 2, it still had some things that Valve did better than our version. One being the topology was much cleaner, and two, the face flexes were more realistic and polished. And THG had the idea to take the Half-Life Alyx Gordon head and reshape it to fit the shape of Brusstrigger's Gordon model, which then would lead to us obtaining all positives to the new Gordon head. I also went and did a pass to smooth out the face flexes that had clipping or unrealistic shapes. Then THG overhauled the face texture, adjusted more of the face for accuracy, made some general material and shading improvements, especially to the hair, and then some more fixes to the mesh in general. Other than that, Half-Life 2 RTX released their demo, which included a lot of high-quality remakes of Half-Life 2 models, most importantly for us, the HEV Suit. The model is high quality and very accurate, save for the 3D lambda, and DC on the Half-Life Alyx workshop had already rigged it to the older version of our model. So we borrowed that, thanks DC. THG flattened the lambda, and Winjon was kind enough to provide us with a recolor of the HEV suit that increased the accuracy even more. At this point, it's nearly perfect, and I can say confidently that it is the best definitive, accurate MK5 HEV suit ever made.
Of all time.
Anyways, I think overall the model looks pretty good. Although I have seen some complaints about his lips, like they are too big or bee-stung. I've discussed this thoroughly with THG and Brusstrigger, and my Half-Life community Discord, and we are a bit split on it. Not sure what to do. On the one hand, it's technically more accurate this way. Gordon Freeman in most of his promotional material has some big lips. We are aiming for accuracy, not what is most conventionally attractive. On the other hand though, sometimes it can look kinda off-putting, and it's hard to tell if we really made an error or if this is something that just needs getting used to, especially if everyone's grown used to older Gordon models. On top of that, I've actually released an animation with the new version of the model. Nobody brought up these issues until after I had brought to their attention that the model was different. I think for now we'll give it some time for people to test and make art with it. If, down the line, we are still receiving criticism regarding that, we'll definitely take another look at the model again, or even better, if Valve decides to finally release HLX and it comes with a really good finished Gordon model this time, we may not have to do anything at all. If you want to try the model out yourself, I have the Half-Life Alyx workshop link below, as well as a Blender file with all the source assets to do with as you please, as long as you give credit. Meaning, if you still don't like any part of the model, such as the lips, and you know how to model, you can actually fix it yourself. Also, while I was making this video, Detective Ed has kindly updated his Source Filmmaker port of Gordon to version 2, so those of you who don't use Source 2, please check that out. I also wanted to mention that if you're installing this on the Half-Life Alyx workshop, I would highly recommend that you delete the old version of the Gordon model if you have it. If you have an animation that has a lot of progress in it that uses that Gordon model, I would finish the animation first before updating, because we made changes to the rig as well, which will make your model spaz out.